Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with more new cards. Today we're using Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck instead of Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. If you know, you know, but also I think it's going to look a little bit better for this stuff because I can make the text a little bit bigger so it's easier to read on the screen when you're watching this as a video. I find that that's the biggest problem I'm having with these videos for me is that you just can't read it very well. So I'm now making it even easier for you to read it. And today we have two new cards. One is a Gimmick Puppet and one is a Shark card. And of course we just looked at a bunch of Shark cards, but I guess this one's from the anime because it's from Animation Chronicle 2024. And, you know, the 9 new cards seem pretty good, but not broken. This is another main deck card, so I don't think it's going to be broken either. I think what the deck really needs is more extra deck stuff. It needs a better end board. But, you know, more extenders is not going to be a bad thing. It's a level 5, which, you know, okay. Cut-in Shark. Cool. You can only use each of the first and second effects once per turn. When exactly one monster you control is targeted for an attack or a card effect while this card is in the hand or graveyard special quick effect, you contribute that monster special summon this card. Huh. That's interesting. So this lets you dodge targeting, which is... That's interesting. I don't know how useful it is, but it is interesting. Just allowing you to dodge a target. It still tributes them though, so like you don't have them on the field anymore. I don't know that it is all that good. If this card is special summon, you can activate this effect during the end phase of this turn. Add a water monster from your graveyard to your hand, except Cut-in Shark. Okay. So I guess what I like about this card is that this card just says fuck you to Imperm and Effect Veiler. So that's like neat, I think. I think as like a end board card, I don't think this is particularly good. But as a way to dodge Imperm or Effect Veiler on Buzzsaw Shark, I think that's really neat actually. Although it still is a level 5 and it doesn't have the effect that a lot of the other sharks have where it can be used as a 3 or 4. So you know, is it good enough? I don't know, but it's interesting for sure. That's the thing about these shark cards; they've all been at the very least interesting, which I'm happy with. And then we have a Gimmick Puppet card. Of course, Gimmick Puppet has a fairly consistent FTK with the new cards that it's gotten, but it is getting, I should say. But I don't know that it's going to be meta, just because it's still really reliant on the one field spell. Let's see here. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. You can't special monster for the extra deck the turn you activate either of these effects of Gimmick Puppet monsters. The deck doesn't really care about that, so that's fine. This card is in your hand. You can target one Gimmick Puppet monster in your graveyard or one monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon the target to the owner's field in defense position, but its effects are negated to special summon this card. Let me read that again, because I did not process that at all. Target a Gimmick Puppet in your graveyard, or one monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon the target to its owner's field in defense position. Its effects are negated, and special summon this card. Okay. So... wow, that's actually really cool. So this card works in 2 different ways, theoretically, depending on how you use it. So you can either use this to grab to summon this card and also grab a card from your graveyard, to, you know, extend further, or you can just use this card as the extension and then put a monster on your opponent's side of the field in order to burn it, use it for the burn effects of the Gimmick Puppets. If this card is set to the graveyard except from the hand, you can add this card to your hand. Oh, this seems like a fine card. I don't know enough about how the Gimmick Puppet burn combo works to like know how this helps with that, but I will say that it definitely makes it feel more consistent, right? Because like they can already do the FTK, right? But from my experience playing against it, the issue it has is being interrupted. It can very easily be interrupted, and this seems like it is more like it's just like more of that stuff that'll stop the interruption from mattering. So that's probably good for the deck, I would say. Both of these are kind of, I mean, as people were telling me when I was talking about the Bakura cards, these are anime cards being brought into the card game, so there's only so much they can do to change their effects to make them good. Although I'm pretty sure Duke of Demise didn't do any of the things that it did on that card, but whatever. So they could have made it a better card than it is. Although they made it pretty good for what they could do with it. I don't know. They just need to make more cards for it, right? But these cards have like solid archetypes behind them, unlike Duke of Demise. So I could see them being played. How much play they're going to see, I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Killer Knight is just kind of filling in roles that are already being covered. So it's more of an extender or like a contingency plan or a backup than anything else. Or maybe it's good enough that it'll replace a card that's already in there, and like maybe that's what it's going to be doing. But and then Cut and Shark is an interesting way to dodge targeted removal or the negation. And I think that's interesting. I'm just not so sure that that's what sharks need. I think Buzzsaw Shark is really nice to resolve, right? Although at this point, it feels like they have so much other extension that it doesn't matter as much, right? Hard to say on this one. Hard to say. I think there's arguments both ways on these ones. Yeah, I think that's really all there is to it. It's just that there's arguments on both ways. Like an in phase add a water monster from grave to hand. That doesn't matter. It's like it's more extend. It's a you know, you have play for next turn, of course. That's like fine, but like at the end of the day, it only matters when it matters, and that. You know, that's you're thinking too far ahead if you're thinking about that card or that effect before you're thinking about the first effect, right? Like you're just thinking too far ahead on that. So I think this is the one we gotta think about the most when we're thinking about whether this is a playable card or not. And I'm just not sure. It's like it's good though. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I could see this kind of effect being done more often, right? Where you have a card that can activate in hand or in grave to summon itself in place of a monster that is being targeted. I can see that happening more often, like that effect being printed on a card more often, just because of the prominence of Imperm and Valor in recent formats. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about these two. Not a whole lot going on here, but you know, it's Animation Chronicle. It's a bunch of random ass cards, and you don't get a whole lot of them, which is why Bakura didn't get so many cards in that video. Just unfortunate. The Animation Chronicle sometimes feels like a waste of paper. Like when I see Animation Chronicle cards being printed, I almost feel like, man, did we really have to cut down a forest for this one? Like, I don't know, but these two I think have a place theoretically. It's just a matter of time to see like what place they hold, really. But enough of me yapping about these cards. Let you yap about these cards in the comments below. Tell me what you think of these. Am I correct in my predictions for these cards? I'm not so sure. I don't know. I could definitely be wrong on the Gimmick Puppet. I definitely think I could be wrong on that. I don't know the lines well enough to have a definite statement on that. But the shark one, I feel like I did a good job on that one. But let me know in the comments below politely. We like to be polite here. We don't like to yell at streamer man or streamer lady or streamer NB, right? We don't like to yell. We don't like to yell at them, please. And I'll see you in the next one. Just that I took myself completely out of it. I really broke my rhythm on that one. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye. Hey there. Thanks for watching another video. why don't you give it a like, share it around, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. You know, the YouTube stuff. You can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter for more content. I got content plenty for ya. You can also support the channel by giving me money. You have a Patreon. If you join the Patreon, you can show up in the credits over here. I would really appreciate that. You could also use my TCG Player affiliate link to get any singles, sealed product, or accessories you want, all to supporting the channel at the same time. That's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye now!